heard a lot about smart cities and the trend toward urbanization, but we heard it from the voice of enterprises or government officials. What we hadn't heard was what are the people who are moving or relocating to those cities or live in those cities today think about smart cities.
Let's put it this way. There are cows in Sequatchie County that have faster internet than anyone in San Francisco.
You go about creating a city identity by storytelling and figuring out who the amazing people are, what kind of things they do in the community, what kind of tools they have access to, and what's bubbling up every day that makes it an interesting place to live.
We also wanted to know how was their life changed by some of the technology now available to them. What new services had really changed the way that they performed everyday tasks.
When I decided to make venture capital my full-time career, I in no way thought I'd be doing it based in Chattanooga. It's actually been a confluence of different things that have brought me to Chattanooga and have kept me here, frankly. The fact that we are one of the few cities in the world, in fact, as far as I know in America, the only city that has this technological advantage of this internet infrastructure that no one else has. It really is a key differentiator for us and a reason why I'm staying here and why we're bringing companies here as opposed to me going out and finding companies somewhere else.
Back in the day, the patient would have the image acquired, their exam performed. They'd actually have to wait until that exam was interpreted to return to their doctor's office to make a decision on what was wrong with them. So if you're a patient, your anxiety level is markedly reduced because now your referring doctor can act on your problem almost immediately, rather than waiting weeks for a decision to come back based upon your imaging results.
Green technology and information technology are some of the most creative, sustainable industries that we can develop as communities in order to propel ourselves forward. And I think that's something we've really got going for us in Chattanooga.
What gets really cool is when they start to think about the implications of a network like this. And we have one group of ideas that have come in around, well, wait a second, once we have every television and refrigerator and toaster oven on the internet, that's going to change how you have to protect the internet. And so we've had some ideas around like distributed antivirus that lives in the network, not on your computer. And it's things like that's a shift. One of the big things that happens when we have these connections across an entire city is really our existing industries start to change. And one of the ones that's just ripe for change is transportation. It's a big one for us. We're in trucking and all that sort of stuff. But imagine one of the big problems is you can't automate an 18-wheeler until you have a network to actually control it. Once you could automate a truck in this town right now. We've got the network here. We've got all the fiber where it needs to be. You could literally turn every car in this town into a remote control car.
I just wrote a blog for a placemaking website. And one of the questions was, can you do this in any size city? Does it have to be a big city? Does it have to be a mid-sized city? Can it be a small city? And I would argue that it really can be anywhere.
Robotic surgery is the Da Vinci device, those sort of things, where the physician sits remotely from the patient, maybe 15 yards from the patient, and operates on the patient through a robotic technology. What may happen is you may have 5 surgeons in the world that can perform a specific type of procedure. And theoretically, they wouldn't have to go fly wherever that patient is. The patient who is sick could be in that hospital and operated on through a robot from the doctor sitting wherever they may be.
To me, a smart city is a place where the city as a collective has an identity and a desire to go somewhere, and they're going there.
And we realize that we've got an incredible amount of assets here. We have good people, we have strong infrastructure, and we've got vision. We're a city that understands that it takes lots of collaboration and lots of people to make things really go. So I think that's probably what makes us smart.
A smart city to me is one that helps facilitate the good ideas that people of the community have. That can be with bandwidth, it can be with leadership in the city, it can be with just the environment, being in mountains and rivers and stuff like that. I think a smart city is a combination of a lot of different variables.
And finding every possible platform that we can use to go to work together is the only way that we can do that now. We have to work together side by side. We have to work together using new tools that give us the ability to interface with folks who aren't in a room with us. That's the incredible thing about humanity. We can do anything, but not alone. We can do anything if we work together, and that's something that we've been able to demonstrate in Chattanooga.
We're all about realizing the potential of a connected society But how we do that is really to work together with providers so that they can take the city and the citizens and kind of marry those needs and build a smarter city together.